Okay, I think it's time. We're going to resurrect it. It's going to come to life. It just sat on my floor too long. And if you watch my other video, it's been recapped. I put new filters on here. I've put new transistors on here. New switch. New I mean, I've done everything to this except replace the chips. But I have this, and it's dead. Well, it's not dead. It's only kind of dead. Kind of like on Princess Bride. It's only kind of dead. It's my parts machine now. This one's super yellow, but it's not in bad shape. But the board doesn't have brand new caps and switches and everything. So that's going to be my donor board. This case doesn't look as bad on the bottom. The top does. But well, why don't we work on that too while we're at it? And you can see maybe there might be some, maybe I'll do some cannibalizing it back and forth, make a Super Nintendo. Super Nintendo. But I'm pretty sure it's either the CPU that's bad. It's possibly one of the PPUs. The problem is on the donor board, this PPU is bad because the controllers don't work anymore. I'm pretty sure that's it. I have to go just double check, but we're going to start doing some transplants. I'm going to start with the CPU. I'm going to take this out and replace it with a known good one and see if we can get this back to life. Now, obviously, it needs some help too. So once we get it working, we're going to clean it up. Might even retrobrite it. Combine the two, we're going to have a good looking thing. But let's get it fixed. Let's do it. Let's get the brain out. Let's do some brain surgery. This. Maybe we'll just get it on the microscope. Do it from there, because it'll be 100% clear. Alright. Here's my chip under the microscope. We're going to flux the bejeebers out of this thing, because flux makes everything better, right? Of course it does. I don't have a mic on my microscope, so I get to voice over this fun part here. And then I'm going to speed up the video so that it's not just this painfully slow watching of me just going around and around the chip. And I will have to admit that taking the chips off wasn't too bad once I kind of got the hang of it, I guess, or knowing what to expect. I did put my tweezers on way too quick this time. Oh, I slowed the video down because here it comes off. If I was paying attention to when the solder kind of was getting molten, then I could get my tweezers and stick it on there, and then I wouldn't have to sit there burning my hand off. Now I'm just adding some solder, probably clean it up here in a second. Just to get ready for the new chip. And then we'll take all the crap off so that it sits flush and not wobbly on the little chunks of solder. Again, sped this up. Clean this up. Clean. There's just a little bit on there, but it's really all right. There's a big blob up in the top left that I don't know if I remember taking it off or not, but it'll cause it to be a tad imbalanced. But, oh, well, what do we do? I mean, it's going to be fine in the end, as long as I pay attention. So, tinning the pads, see, it'll be fine. But those bulbs on the corners do get quite a bit bigger. And then this is my donor PPU. I totally won't mess this up. Don't worry. just have to say, it's amazing how you can get 3 sides of a square in place and not the 4th. Which we'll see soon, because, well, that's what happens. Just lots of moving it around, moving it around, moving it around. You can see I'm clear to the right. Yay for hindsight. We're just watching the pins attempt to line up, and then I don't know what part of me decided this was good, but this isn't too bad, actually. Nothing's overlapping. It's not great, but it could definitely be better. And yeah, I know I've got a big old bridge there. We're just getting things in place. See, this side looks good. Those are lined up almost perfectly. And I'm just pretending my iron and then just kind of tacking them into place. Some look better than others, obviously, but more flux because things weren't flowing as well as I wanted to. But again, in retro, I probably could have used some more solder. And then we get it flipped around here, and geez, what did I do here? It's like my chip pins are in the exact center between the pads. So I bet you'll never guess what I have to do here. I won't spoil it because, you know, no one likes spoilers in videos. Things we can obviously see is coming up. But like this didn't turn out bad. Neither did this side. This side turned out really good. Again, like I said, it's amazing that you can take 3 sides that are decent. I mean, the bottom's not great. The side's great. The top looks great too. And then we get over here, and it's an absolute mess of why are my pins directly in the middle of other pads. So we're inspecting now because everything's supposed to look good and nice. And at some point, I don't know why I keep at this, maybe because I didn't notice yet. So it happens when you spend a long time doing this. But we'll go ahead and poke all the pins, make sure they're all stuck down. No bridges. The bridges, I used to be scared to death of bridges, but they're really not that big a deal anymore. See, there's a loose pin there, which again is not a huge deal, easily tacked back on. Little flux, a little bit of thing, we're good. And same deal here. Again, this is sped up because who wants to watch me do this for, I think my raw video was like 3 or 4 hours. And then I'm looking at this, just shaking my head, going, what did I do? And I'm not even going to bother to poke it because I know what I have to do. We all know what I have to do. Yeah, look at that. And I think I thought maybe I could fix it. No. We all know it's not gonna be fixed. Not so I'm just looking at it, sighing, and going, ugh. So, should we start over again? Yes. Yes, let's start over again. Flux everywhere. Flux, 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 flux. And more capped on tape so I don't burn up this other part. Because it's plastic. Yep. So taking it back off. Because once wasn't fun enough. I mean, at least it's low, the leaded solder, so it does melt quicker. You can see in the top left that pad kind of melting and solidifying a bit on that messed up chunk of pins. And then you'll kind of be able to see once they're all shiny. And look at that, I just bumped it back into place because I'm awesome like that. So, I mean, I didn't have to take it all the way off, but it was still really annoying that I even had to get that far. So let's go check the pins. And they should be fairly good because I just basically reflowed the entire chip with hot air. And so there wasn't like a lack of solder or anything. But every time I stop and think, oh, I did a good job on this, I find loose pins. Got the new chip on. Let's put it back together. Test it. Well, kind of back together. Just enough that's to see if it works. So really, controller port, socket here, a display. Yeah, look at that thing. An EV cable. I had to go find one because I don't even use component anywhere. Guess this audio doesn't matter, but it's okay. We'll plug this in, and we got a power for the unit. Super Mario World. I probably should not do that. That's probably crappy to do. Okay, there we go. Got a light. Again, nothing. Yeah. Nothing. Regression. Yes. Let's. Nada. Let's make sure this is AV in. Okay. No signal. Well, we're getting a signal now instead of just a black screen. So let's swap the other one. Why not? Just thinking before I put this all back together. I'm going to try my original one of these, not the donor. Figured the donor would be cleaner, but maybe not. I could also try another cartridge too. No signal. One more cartridge. Did blink. So we've got something to this. No. I might hook this to a TV and not this little AV unit. Seeing how that's staying on. Okay, let's do that. Almost! Almost! Stretch. Video 3. Everything's in. Nada. Okay. I'm going to try one more cable first. All right, I did test it via component cable, high quality HD Retrovision cable. Still getting the black screen. I do get a signal, just black screen. So I'm going to go ahead and swap this pt2 out as well. Well, here we sit. As you can see from the video, I have replaced the CPU, PPU1, and PPU2, as well as the S encoder chip. I still get a black screen. I have been poking traces and testing continuity everywhere, and I've yet to find anything out of the ordinary. I have the RAM chips from the old one, or the donor right here. They're already pulled off, so I mean, I could put them on. It wouldn't be too difficult. But this is kind of like my last ditch effort. And if I can't get it to work after swapping these, the work RAM, less of an issue. But I do have it right here too, just in case. But if me swapping these two RAM chips does not get me to power it on, sorry, it doesn't get a display on this, I'm really tempted to take the donor board and put the original chip on here on the donor board, because it mostly worked, just the controllers didn't. So if it's some trace in here that's bad that I can't find, and all the chips were good, then it should work fine. I mean, they're off. I just cleaned it up, put them back on. Just takes a few minutes. It's not terrible. But otherwise, this board doesn't look bad itself. It's fairly good shape. Yeah, okay. I'm going to take these off and give it one last shot. If these two RAM chips don't work, I'm going to just stick everything back on this one and try to fix this one instead. One way or the other. I'm going to have a working Super Nintendo. Let's do it. after having replaced every single chip, it still doesn't work. So, I'm going to give up on it and put them all back on this one. All the ones that I took off right here. We're all going to go back on this one, and we're going to make this one work, because we've got to have something work. We can't make them all die. So let's do it. Let's put them on. All right, after many chip swaps, finally got this like stuck back together-ish. I debated on keeping this one, but not. I don't know. So let's see what happens. Click. Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, it's something. Let's try a different game. Without taking the... What should we try? Phalanx, yeah. Click. Nada. Okay. I'm going to swap a couple things. I'll try maybe this, maybe the sound module there. Let's see what happens. Plug the controller in, swap the sound module to the other one. Let's give this a go again. Click. All right. Well, something. Holy crap. What's going on? We got something. Okay. Let's see if it actually works. What? Oh, well. Something's... I mean, it's kind of working. Kind of. When I push buttons, they don't... Up, down seems to work fine. Left, right seems to work fine. Maybe? Let's try a different game. One I can actually do something on. Okay. Mario World. Cool, this one works too. So far so good. Oh, that's not the direction I pushed. Oh, I pushed left, and it went. Oh, that's pushing the left button. Down button, up button, right button. So my controllers don't work, which, to be fair, was the issue with this board. And so, it's most likely this CPU. Now, I'm kind of at a decision time to make. Focus. There we go. That was a known issue with this chip. But when I was trying to figure out what all was working or not working, I took everything in the end. I might take that chip back and put the original back in. Because it was working, but if that's causing the black screen, then I should get the black screen again. In which case, I then have two dead Super Nintendos. Because without controllers working, it's not going to do anything. Now, apparently the Player 2 port works fine when I was diagnosing the other one. Well, and I'm curious about that sound module causing the difference here, too. But otherwise, everything's loading. Things are working. Finally. I mean, it's only been like a year and a half of me dinking with this thing. I mean, there's pieces and mods all over the place. I'm going to try a couple more games and then maybe swap that CPU chip again. See what happens. All right, after all this swapping, so this is the other board. I swapped the RAM chips, the PPUs, work RAM, the CPU. I even swapped the video encoder out with this one. When I did everything, I couldn't get it to work. when I switched the sound module, then it would start working. So I put the CPU back from the original Super Nintendo, and I got nothing at all. So I took this CPU back out of this one that was kind of working, the one with the controller kind of works, and now it's working again. So first off, I'm going to take all these off of this board, or just keep the whole board as spares, because these probably all work, because these came out of this machine originally. So this is kind of the resolution of this machine. Until I can get new parts, I'm not interested in spending a lot of money on them, because, you know, I have other Nintendos and things. But this is where we're at. We have a screen. We have a picture. We got something working. The problem is only player 2 works. I mean, this works just fine like this, but only the player 2 controller works because there's an issue in the CPU. So, I mean, at this point, I do have a functional system to an extent. I've got picture, I've got video, I'm in the original shell. I mean, this shell's not great. It's cracked and broken everywhere. The shell I took my donor board out is really not much better either. So I have working parts and things, and I'm just going to keep it like this. But in reality, in the end, the CPU is dead. And no amount of swapping caps or regulators or anything was going to fix it, because it's just what it is. So we're just going to leave it like this. Get my 1-ups here. Oh, dang it. And we'll call it done. This is it. Unless I happen to come across some donor board somewhere, this is just where it's going to live and be. Like I said, I got it working. I got functionality. As long as my game will support player 2 controller ports, we're good. So that's all. Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching this.